Pong. But each time you gain a level, it gets juicier. Here are the rules. 1. No art assets. I have to stick with rectangles and lines. I can't use any sprites or textures, so I can't just download some flashy art and throw it into my game. 2. No advanced coding. I'm a beginner, and I'm going to make this game at my current level. No copying and pasting code from the internet. 3. From levels 1 to 10, the game must get progressively juicier. Level 1. Level 2. For level 2, I'm going to add a tween effect to the paddles. I'll also add in some bass music. Level 3. Motion blur. I want to have an effect kind of like this. But just looking at it, I can tell it's pretty advanced programming stuff, so let's make a beginner-friendly version for a similar effect. Let's make some shadow squares. I'll give the ball 2 shadow shapes, progressively smaller and darker. In the code, I'll keep track of the ball's previous 2 positions and assign these positions to the shadow balls. It kind of works like Snake, but without the grid. Level 4. We need to improve the scoreboard. So, about animation players. Whenever I watched a game tutorial on YouTube and animation players came up, I always got really demotivated. I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I just blindly followed along. But one day, I figured out how to use animation players by accident. You see, I've been making YouTube videos, and video editing software uses something called keyframes. You can use it to time animations by changing positions, sizes, colors, or whatever. If animation players confuse you, don't look up a Godot tutorial. Look up a keyframe tutorial. Once you understand keyframes, Godot's animation player is so intuitive. So I added a simple animation for the score and a crazy rainbow effect for a level up. While I was at it, I also added an animation to the title screen with sound effects and changed up the level 4 music. Level 5. Particles. In Godot, particles are so easy and so difficult at the same time. It's difficult because I don't know what any of this means, but it's also easy because you can just play around and find the effects you like. I also reworked some of the game code. I used a speed multiplier so that the ball gets faster after each hit, and for each level, both the enemy and player paddles gain a speed boost. Level 6. Okay, halfway through the game, so we need something dramatic. New background, stronger music, and rotating paddles? Honestly, I'm not sure if this constitutes as game feel or game feels harder. All I know is that it introduces a weird bug. It might be my lack of programming knowledge or just Godot's collision physics, but sometimes when a ball hits the paddle now, it gets a little stuck and it calculates like 10 hits in a row before bouncing off. The hits impact the speed multiplier, so it's like powering up before a spike. Yeah, it's a bug, but I mean, it's a cool bug. Level 7. This level is my favorite. Okay, we have a simple tween for the paddle hit, but I think we can do something a little flashier for the wall hit. I want it to look like it's hitting an electric barrier. If I had art assets available, I think a white bolt would look super cool, but we don't have assets, so let's add some lines instead. I don't have complex shapes, so to add more interest, I'm going to use colors. First, I'll set them to transparent, and I'll use the animation player to bring out the colors whenever the ball hits, like this. Level 8. Camera shake effects are so amazing, but they are still above my skill level, so I tried a zoom in and out effect. Not bad, but for now, I'll leave it like this, but I'm going to put camera shake on my study list. Level 9. I've been waiting for this one. Dramatic lighting. Setting up lighting in Godot is so easy. First, add directional light. Make sure to enable shadows and choose a shadow color. It kind of makes a sunny effect. Then add light occluders to your objects and you get a beautiful effect. To really make this effect dramatic though, I'm going to make the light rotate around the game field. And we get... Ooh, that's way too fast. Okay, this is good. But it's still pretty lackluster. How about this? Random shadows all around. Looks good. Level 10, the grand finale. I've got a great idea for this, but at the same time, it's a terrible idea. You know how we've got rotating paddles and rotating lights? Well, let's bring the seasick factor up another notch and add a rotating game field. This is chaos, absolute chaos. And just so you know, I haven't been able to beat level 10 yet. How about you? Wanna give it a shot?